almost didn't release this while I was working on this template. This template is so personal to me and I wanted to keep it to myself, but you guys kept asking for it, and I make resources for musicians to use in their local church. So I said I have to make this available for you guys to use. My personal MainStage template is finally here. It's called Apex Gospel Keys Rig. It's special because you're not gonna find these sounds anywhere else, kinda. Yeah, we sampled the Roland MKS-20 EP2 directly from the rack. Yeah, we have that red keyboard that you guys love, that I love. We have it inside of the MainStage template, but the way we're blending our sounds, the way we're mixing our sounds together, you're not gonna find that anywhere else because it's my personal take on what software should sound like. Let's check it out. Then of course we have a auxiliary section as well within the MainStage template. So some of you guys said, hey, we need an aux section. Got another one. If you have never used MainStage before, I'm kind of about to walk you through some of the key things you need to know about MainStage and how to use this template. So with all of my products on my website, we're always going to give you install instructions. So the cool thing is once you download essentially this folder and you download the template, it's pretty much plug and play. You don't really have to drag anything into folders or anything like that. You just need to make sure you are running MainStage 3.7.1 or higher. Here's where you're going to start. So you're going to open up the template. You're going to see this, right? You know, open up the template. You're going to want to go to layout, and you're going to want to set this MIDI keyboard you see on screen to the keyboard that you are playing. So we're playing the Nord Stage 4. So therefore, we're going to set our MIDI port. Once we click on the keyboard, we're going to set our MIDI port to Nord Stage 4. Kind of done from there, kind of. So we know that our keyboard is plugged up, right? So I have my MIDI keyboard set up like this. I have this 25 key reloop keypad. If you want this exact keyboard, this 25 key keyboard, I have a link in the description with the gear that I use. But we see that the reverb is assigned to this knob, right? We see the chorus is assigned to this knob, and so on. We have all of these different things assigned to the knobs. We also see our faders are assigned to this keyboard right here. Now you can use your mouse if you want to. You can use your mouse to control these different things, but it's much easier when you have a unit like this to control your faders. So I want to start with this. After we got our keyboard connected, you have a mute bar at the bottom. So if you are playing a sound and you say, I only want to hear the piano, we can just mute everything else. All right, so now we just got a straight piano, right? Let's say we want to bring in a little bit of reverb. We can turn that reverb up. So now let's bring in some of our strings. So the pads you see on the screen, this section right here is your sweep section. So think of it like this. Whenever you guys are doing a transition in church, or you're going from the verse to the chorus, you can trigger these sweeps, and kind of the sweeps go along with the cymbals when the drummer is playing. So, right? So I think that's a really cool feature to use in church. So you have all of these pads with your sweeps in all 12 keys. That's a really cool feature. I haven't seen anyone do that. Then we have a volume knob for your sweeps as well. So if it's too loud, we can turn it down. Then we can turn it back up, right? I've already went over the mute bar. Of course, you have your faders right here. Then you have a solo button up here. If you want to switch sounds in terms of your patches, like let's pull up the Apex Rhodes Max. So then we have a panic button up here. Let's say your software starts glitching for whatever reason. Let's say it gets choked up and it's just not working. If you're playing and that happens, you can press this and it immediately eliminates the sound and it stops it. So it's kind of like a safe button or a panic button. When you press it, it immediately stops. So it almost acts like a mute, but it doesn't mute everything. It just kind of like stops the audio and everything from coming through. So again, this template is very versatile. You have your effects up here at the top. This is how you can assign your MIDI keyboard to like different faders. So if we come over here to layout and you have like a keyboard like this, right? If we want fader 1 to be assigned to our MIDI keyboard right here, we click on the fader on the MainStage template, and then we press assign. And then we simply do that right there. And then we can do it for the next one. We keep assign on. We go to the next one. Then we do 2, right? Then we do 3, right? Then we do 4. and so on and so forth. If we want to do this for the pads as well, make sure your MIDI port is set to keypad pro. Make sure the same thing as well with anything you're trying to map. Make sure it's set to the keyboard that you are trying to map. And we're just going to press right there. That's going to assign it. Go to the next one. That's going to assign it. Next one. So on and so forth. If we want to map out the panic button, we simply press it. Any faders we want to check out and map out, we simply assign it, you know, and that does the trick. So here's how I've been using my MainStage template, Apex Gospel Keys. I've been using it along with this amazing software called Presence. I have everything mapped to the Keypad Pro. I probably should be running things on different channels, but I'm not doing that because, yeah, I'm just not doing it. Like, you can assign Presence to like channel 2 on your MIDI keyboard. You can do all of that, but typically I'm not doing that as of now. I'm just running it on all channels and everything is separate. We got our keyboard separate and we got this separate as well. Again, we could be a little bit more technical, but we're just not doing that. So I have the volume knob mapped right here on the MIDI keyboard. And then once I want to, you know, assign a drone or latch a drone, I can do that. So let's pull up that one so we can turn it up. And then we still have access to the MainStage template as well, you know? Right? Then we can turn it down. We're doing all of this from the keyboard, you know? All right, let's check out some of the synth stuff inside of this MainStage template. So we have it mapped to 5 and 6 inside of the template. And let's say a churchy moment happens. Matter of fact, let's do a quick little bump real quick. Let's pull up Loop Elements Pro and let's do a little quick little bump. Let's pull up a shout loop. Then we got org hits, of course. what I mean? Then we got the saw lead. Matter of fact, let's go to the sine. Then we got the bells. That is Apex Gospel Keys. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on this template, but I wanted to share with you guys some of the core foundational sounds and what the template sounds like. I know you guys have been hearing it the past couple of weeks, and it's finally here. If you are interested in this, make sure you take advantage of the intro price. The intro price is not going to last long, so if you've been wanting to get this, get this. What I would say is you can create this template on your own. You don't necessarily need this, but if you want something that's already put together and ready to go, no third-party plugins required, everything is stock, this is your way to go. It's the perfect tool to add to use in your local church. But that's all we got for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We are out.